me looking down is I'm trying to stay in check. So, I don't know if any of you follow me or know my story, so may or may not. I don't. If you follow me, you know that I'm all over the place. Woo! I don't. So I apologize if I lose people. I'm kind of like old squirrel. Yeah, I lose people a lot. So I don't have a script prepared because I talk better just off the cuff. So like I said again, it might be hard to follow. I have like a crazy story, and some people think that it's part of my success, and I don't think so. I'm just me. But a little bit about me: I was adopted. I grew up in California. Really had a crappy childhood. Suffered lots of abuse in every aspect you can think of, and because of that, I just made some really bad choices. It's not an excuse, but I let it be an excuse. If you don't feel loved, if you don't feel like you're worth anything, you just kind of go through life thinking you're always going to be a failure and that you can't ever accomplish anything. I always thought that I was handicapped because, I didn't play sports. I didn't have anywhere to belong in life because I do think that's a huge part. I mean, how many of you play sports or were in something in school? I mean, there is some camaraderie there, and you have a place to belong. And so I didn't. So I just walked around aimlessly, and I left home at 15, so I was on my own. And so you imagine being 15 years old, being abused my whole entire life, never fitting in because I was like one of 5 Asian kids in a very small town, and it was rough. So I was on my own and worked my ass off to be a grown-up. And then I became a grown-up, and on my 18th birthday I found out I was pregnant. And so I had to grow up really fast, and she saved my life, but at the same time, I just really screwed her up because I was a kid trying to figure out who I am, raising a kid, and I think she kept me from figuring out worse. But I went on this path of self-destruction. I'm pretty sure some of you have made bad choices in life, and it just seemed like that was like the story of my life. And I think one thing that I've learned from Beachbody is that it's okay to be a failure at things. It's okay to screw up, and I mean, I did it a lot. I have 3 kids by 3 different dads. I'm happily married now to somebody, after 5.5 years. But it's so easy to get on, a certain track and make bad decisions and just keep going, and it just snowballs. And Beachbody came in when I was like at the lowest of lows, alcoholic at that point. Still love my beer. If you follow me, you all know that I was on last night. That's just but I don't rely on it anymore. It was like drinking every night, and history of depression and anxiety and ADD, drug problems, alcohol problems, a very addictive personality, and I had like anxiety, like stress. I don't even know what it was. I was suffering from anxiety attacks all the time. I had my blood pressure was through the roof. I broke out this rash that the toe was like they couldn't figure out what it was. It was dirt, but I was on breaking point. And Beachbody came in just at a point where I needed it. And there's so many people, I guess, who don't realize what being part of Beachbody does. It's not just about a box of DVDs. It's not just about box of, packets of shakes. It is about this right here. Is having somewhere to belong, having people you connect with, and Beachbody came in, and I didn't believe in myself, but it was a stranger who I found on Facebook. How many of you found your coach because they were a stranger? So you see how that goes, and it was amazing that I don't believe in fate or religious stuff, but like she came in right at the right time of my life, and I think when you're ready to make the change, there's no stopping you. Because we've seen P90X on infomercials a million times. A lot of my friends have gotten into fitness, and I was talking to one of my coaches last night who was just so frustrated because one of her best friends was not doing what we're doing, and she was frustrated. And I told her, how long did it take you to come to where you are now and join my team? It was 2 years. So it's so easy to just get it and just be so annoyed that other people don't get it. And that's part of being a coach, is that you have to have patience. But it came in my life at the perfect time. My coach has become one of my best friends. She was in Miami. It's just amazing how a Sorry, I like it fair when it comes to me. Like, you never mind telling how many small people were there.
I feel like they do.
Woo!
Okay. What was I saying? Oh yeah, Jimmy Hayes Nelson and I were talking about how it's funny that, you can tell your kids something, your spouse can say something, and my husband is the one person who believed in me, and it just was like no big deal. I'm like, you just have to say that. You're just saying that because you love me and you're blinded by that. So it's crazy that, this stranger came in and in 2 weeks, she just believed in me, and it just, like I said, was a catalyst to where I am now. And so the one thing that I want to tell all of you is that I told her whenever she offered me the coaching opportunity 13 days into my journey as a customer, and I told her, I don't think I can inspire anybody. You can, and I think probably a lot of you feel that way, or probably told your coach who sponsored you the same thing, right? I mean, how many of you said that? I can't inspire anybody. How many of you still feel that way? Okay. You don't realize the power you have. It's just amazing. And sometimes hearing it from somebody else, even if their spouse or their best friend says it, you have that power. And, I tell everybody, I don't know most of you, I know a few of you, but I believe in all of you. And not because I spent time with you, not because you have a special gift, not because you have achieved some rank, but because we all are capable of this, of the same thing. And I hear people say all the time, well, I just wish I could be where you're at, and you can be. It's just that you have to believe in yourself. And sometimes it takes somebody like me saying, I believe in you, because I do, because we're not born one person more capable than the other. And that's one thing that I've learned through Beachbody. I see all these people with different stories, journey-wise, childhood-wise, whatever. It doesn't matter who you were as a child, it doesn't matter what you went through, it doesn't matter how many times you failed, how many kids you have by different people, how many times you've been married, it doesn't matter what you have done. I mean, there's so many people out there who don't believe in themselves, and they let some small failure, basically derail them. And that has kind of been the theme with Beachbody, is to never give up. And I do believe that I've set the trend with Beachbody because I'm very open. Not a lot of people share it. I've shared, things that are, I never thought I would tell anybody. And for fear of being judged, because I judge myself the hardest. And that's the biggest thing. I think that fear holds us back because we are so hard on ourselves that we don't share it, because we think, God, if we feel this bad about ourselves and we tell somebody else, they're going to think bad. And I'm sure lots of people think, judge me for what I do. But I look at me sharing who I am, all my screw-ups, that I've actually inspired more people than the amount of people that have actually judged me. And the biggest thing to me, I think, is that you're all here right now because you believe in Beachbody. You're coming here to learn. You want to do something. But my biggest thing, I guess I want to share is like events. Getting to these events is that you're here. You already are dedicated. Stay on this path of making sure you get to live events. But the big thing is, you have to share with your team why these events are so big. I mean, we all know it's so easy to get in the rut of just posting things in our group from Coach Basics and, all these different things. And, that's business knowledge, and it's very handy, but you need to get these people to the events. So I want to make sure that you guys rally your teams, even if they don't live close to you. Find that. I've been pushing these events. I have several new coaches, going, to Utah, to Colorado, to California, all these different places, because they know how important it is. They know how important it is to get to events, because I tell them it's important. So it's not just about you getting here. If you want to have growth, you need to get your teams there. So the next one is January 10th. If you don't know it already, make sure that you start encouraging them. If it comes down to cost, then pay for it for them. Because these are huge. If it comes down to they're scared of going to an event alone, reach out to the host. I have a new coach who signed up last week when we were at leadership, and I explained to him why these events are awesome, He's going to one in Colorado. I found the person hosting it, reached out to him to make sure that he was, you know, aware that he was coming and could welcome him. So, I mean, these are the kind of things that, you know, to me are important. And this is why I've grown to where I am. This is why I will never leave Beachbody. You know, somebody last night asked Daryl and I, you know, do you think, you know, you'll do this forever? And we both said, absolutely. I mean, as long as Beachbody's around, which is going to be around for a long time. And if you've watched the numbers, if you've watched Carl, if you've watched the growth, it ain't going anywhere, and I'm not either. But I mean, and that's you know, I hear people say, I can't ever get to Diamond, I can't ever do this, I can't get my team to do this, but I watch these coaches, these events are, maybe I'll go. You know, maybe I'll go if it's convenient, and they don't make it a non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable to me. I get to these events because this has solidified my belief in Beachbody. It has, I built amazing friendships. I mean, I have people who are coming from Houston to here. You know, they're driving it. They see the you know, what's the word? The benefit of coming to these events, and everybody knows that, you know, I'm going to be there no matter what. And so I have built a culture in my team where people are now seeing the benefit too. They're going, new coaches are going, they're driving, they're, you know, trying to get these things together. But I mean, this is where you build friendships. This is where your, you know, fellow teammates, regardless of what team they're on, even if they're not in your downline, they become your family. You get to know them. People know me. They know my husband, Ryan. They know our kids. They know things about me that, you know, because we become friends. And so I want to, you know, I guess that's my biggest message to everybody is get to these events, get to Summit, get registered for, you know, the Fall Classic. I've been watching people go, like, team up with people on our team that live in different states. This is how they become, you know, very, very in tune with each other and become like family, because you can. I mean, like I said, half of you raised your hand that you signed up under a stranger. I'm pretty sure you probably have a good relationship with them. So it can go the same way. We are growing bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger, and it's just, there's a reason it's team in Team Beachbody is because it's a family, and that's another reason I'm not going anywhere. Because I mean, like you saw Michael ask Carl, you know, do you ever get tired of drinking Shakeology? Yeah, I'm the same way as him. I don't get tired of it. I'll drink it every day of my life, and I love the products. I love, you know, every time I watch Carl, you know, announce that to Tony, I cry because, you know, he is somebody who I've spent time with. He is somebody who changed my life. I started with P90X, and you become so attached to these people. But I mean, and that is why I'm here. Not because of P90, not because of 21 Day Fix, not because of the 6 flavors of Shakeology, but because I have someone to belong now. I mean, I have a family, because I don't have family. I never belonged, and I have people who just get me, even though probably a lot of us have totally different stories. You get me, we connect somehow, and I mean, this is what you guys obviously see is beneficial, what you need to get it in your team's head. Help them. They are your family. They're your little babies. So you go and protect them. You wouldn't just send your kid to somewhere, you know, and set them up for failure. So that's like, this is what I need everybody to understand, is that this is a family thing, and your team is not just your little minions that you tell to do things. They are your family, and you protect them like your children. I mean, it's amazing to the relationship I have with people. So can all of you, you know, really work hard for the next 3 months to make sure you get your team set up to, number one, see the benefit in these events, and number two, make sure that they feel comfortable in going. You have that commitment? Okay. Because I mean, I remember what it was like to go to my first Super Saturday. My husband and I went. One of my personally sponsored coaches went. I never met, and then somebody that I was, you know, a prospect for him. And we went to this little teeny church, Stacy